President Trump told the press that he was now the chosen one. He admitted that it would be much easier if he had not gone this way, but that he felt that someone had to do it, and the time was right for it to be him. New York City enjoyed a stunning display in the sky when the British Air Force Red Arrows put on a show. The T-1 Hawks have been both thrilling and defending since 1979. Interviews with the pilots bring out smiles and pride. The planes are like being able to fly a classic car. Despite their age, these jets are a tribute to British engineering. They serve as the backbone for defense. They are still a force to be reckoned with. As they streak their way along the Hudson River, targeting Manhattan, the high-speed specialists were joined in flight by U.S. Thunderbirds and F-35s. This show had been in the planning for months, and what a grand show they gave. As if this would not be enough, 4 F-35 Lightning II jets appeared. Happily, there was still room in the skies for the world-famous Air Force Blue Angels. To bring in more thunder in the skies came the F-22 Raptor demonstration team. The F-22 is thought to be the dominant jet fighter in the world today. This amazing display was the first time the Red Arrows had flown in the U.S. since 2008. They will be showing up to thrill in several cities this year. Babe, an American-born giant panda, celebrates its 4th birthday. August 22, 2019, is not only Babe's birthday, but it also means that it is almost time for Babe to pack up and prepare for traveling home. With a quick change of name, Bei will leave Washington, D.C. and return to China. American-born giant panda Babe celebrates its 4th birthday. August 22, 2019, Washington-born panda Bei celebrates its 4th birthday on August 22. But it also means that Babe is about to leave Washington to return to China. So after enjoying a public birthday party with lots of photos and a specially made birthday cake to enjoy, last year, the zoo gave a bamboo cake with a variety of fresh fruits and leaves. But the clock is ticking and soon will come the tears when Bei has to leave home for the first time. This is part of a Sino-US agreement that hopes to increase the number of these wonderful animals. The project's goal is the hope of saving them from extinction. A mystery birthday article. August 22, 2019. Was it there? If not, where did it go? For Deng Xiaoping's 115th birthday quickly became a mystery. Looking back at Xiaoping's writings, it seems clear that he did not believe that any high-level official should be given a lifetime position, that it would be important to allow others at a chance at such great power, if even for a short time, making sure that no one person should be granted the full power of an emperor for life. Google removed the YouTube channel that posted false information about protests in Hong Kong. On August 23, 2019, Google removed 210 YouTube channels from its platform, saying that these channels appeared to be a coordinated dissemination of false information. Part of this action is aimed at protests in support of democracy in Hong Kong. Twitter Inc., TWTR, and Facebook Inc., FB, also took similar measures earlier this week, saying there is evidence that the Chinese government is behind the scenes to smash these protesters. Australia joins in. Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison says that they will join in with the American-led mission for the protection of the Strait of Hormuz. This will be the third country to join in for protecting the freedom of navigation in the Gulf region. Members of the Iran Red Guard, Morrison said, about 15% of crude oil and 30% of refined oil destined for Australia came through the Strait of Hormuz, making this of national importance for Australia. In return, the U.S. says that it is considering opening up its oil reserves to help Australia should there be a need. German media. Hong Kong is calling for help. The Western police is waking up for 2 consecutive days at the Hong Kong airport, which has attracted the attention of the German press. The Daily Mirror believes that this is a protester calling for help from the world. The Frankfurt Review newspaper stressed that in the face of Beijing, Europe must adhere to the concept of democracy. The Saarbrücken newspaper called for the protection of Hong Kong like the protection of West Berlin. Time Weekly reminds that Western countries are pro-Beijing, and the end is Hong Kong today. The French G7 summit opened on August 24, 2019. The G7 summit was held on August 24 in a dinner party in Biarritz, a coastal city in the southwest of France. The meeting will close next Monday. France, Germany, British, Italy, the United States, Canada, Japan and India and Africa will discuss global crisis and issues. 5 African countries and India were invited to participate in the G7 summit. The 5 African countries participating in the G7 summit in France are the African Troika, Egypt, South Africa, Rwanda. And on behalf of the New Partnership for Africa Development Program (NEPAD) and the Sahel 5 Group (G5 Sahel) of Senegal and Burkina Faso. In addition, Indian Prime Minister Modi was also invited to attend the G7 summit. Apple will launch an upgraded series, New York Times. Your next iPhone may come from Vietnam. August 22. Apple is preparing to launch a series of hardware upgrades in the coming weeks. Includes a professional, Pro iPhone, tablet iPad, and the largest laptop. Bloomberg reported that Apple will announce 3 new iPhones at its new product launch in early September, including the Professional Edition iPhone, which features a camera system upgrade and a video leap forward. Replace the iPhone XS and iPhone XS Max, another model to replace the iPhone XR. According to the New York Times, the iPhone you bought in the future is likely to come from Vietnam. In the trade war between President Trump and China, no country in the world is comparable to Vietnam. Trump with brightest talks about the U.S.-China tension. Johnson, Britain is quite trade peace. August 25, 2019, AFP, France, 25th, based on the tension. The United Kingdom supports trade peace and free trade. Boris Johnson congratulated Trump at the G7 summit in Biarritz, France, and the U.S. economy remains strong. Vietnam-South China Sea dispute. Atchison's foreign minister said that it can mention international arbitration. The Central News Agency reported that Phan Quang, former head of the Vietnamese Ministry of Foreign Affairs, said that China has repeatedly violated the waters of Vietnam and other countries in an attempt to monopolize the South China Sea and hinder the exploitation of resources in various countries. If this action is not stopped, it will be a dangerous precedent, and Vietnam should prepare all the necessary measures, including accusing China of the International Court of Arbitration. Turkey's dozens of lawyers' associations threaten to boycott the president. Turkish President Erdogan is preparing to hold the opening ceremony of the law year at the presidential palace. This has caused dissatisfaction among the legal profession in the country and believes that it will be another violation of the independence of Turkish law. AFP sent a message from Istanbul saying that at least 42 Turkish lawyers' associations have stated that they will boycott Erdogan's decision. If it is staged, this will be the first time the Turkish legal community has boycotted Erdogan. Italian Prime Minister Conte resigns or advances in general. On August 21, 2019, Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte announced his resignation on Tuesday and accused the far-right Interior Minister Matteo Salvini of triggering a political crisis in this economically fragile country. The outgoing Conte slammed Salvini in his speech in the Italian Senate, calling the new Italian political power to undermine the government. Salvini has been the Italian Minister of the Interior since last year, and Italy needs to adopt a challenging budget to maintain its precarious financial situation. The new regime of the Sudan formed the Prime Minister to take the oath of office August 22, 2019, due to the historic agreement under the military and people protests and the birth of a Sudanese citizen transitional regime, Wednesday, 21st, with the Sudanese Sovereignty Commission. The United Nations also welcomed the formation of the new Prime Minister's swearing-in ceremony.